my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I am bringing you another What's for Dinner in the month of October. I'm really excited about that. I promised I would have a few. I think I'm gonna have 3 this month, so I'm super excited about that, and they're gonna be all cozy comfort meals for the most part. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. But I have some really good recipes and quick recipes, super family friendly ahead for you. So stay tuned and let's get started. So the first recipe we are going to be making in this video is my Crock-Pot chicken and dumplings. This recipe is so easy, and my family loves it so much, as well as my in-laws. As you can see, I did go ahead and add 3 chicken breasts to the Crock-Pot. I also sprayed some non-stick cooking spray in the bottom beforehand. So the ingredients are pretty simple. You're just going to need 2 cans of cream of chicken, 1 can of chicken broth, some garlic powder, some onion powder. I like to use nature seasoning just to season my chicken, and then you will also need 1 can of jumbo biscuits. So then I'm going to go in and add a little bit of nature seasoning just to taste, no specific amount. I do this with all of my seasonings. I hardly ever measure. Let me know down below if you do the same thing. And then next we're going to just add some garlic powder to taste as well. And once again, just however much I feel like putting in. And then of course, last but not least, we are going to add some onion powder in, because I love the flavor that onion powder gives anything. And then next we're going to go ahead and add the cream of chicken. You will see, or you've probably already seen it in my video, that I actually have started to use Campbell's cream of chicken soup. I just like it a lot better, but this is what we had in the pantry that day, so I went ahead and used this. But from now on, I'm going to try my best to just spend the extra money on the Campbell's and use it, because I think it tastes a little bit better. That's just my opinion. You can let me know down below what you think, but that's my opinion. Now the chicken broth in the Great Value is great. It's excellent. I have no issues with it at all. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in. So after that, you might want to give it just a little mix before you add the lid on, and then set the timer for 4 hours on high. And then we will come back later and we will add in the biscuits, which will make the perfect dumplings. So once we have about an hour and a half left, I am going to come and check on it, and then I'll probably give it about 30 more minutes, let it cook, and then come in and start chopping the chicken up a little bit, because we do want to make sure that it is shredded somewhat. It will fall apart more as it cooks, but we want to go ahead and do that a little bit before we add the biscuits. So about 45 minutes before it's done, you want to come in and add the biscuits, but you want to make sure you tear them apart in at least 4 pieces before you put them into the crock pot. It just depends on how big you like your dumplings, but for me, I like them about medium size, not too small, not too big. And then you will let them cook for another 45 minutes and then come back and check on them. Normally you will have to push them back in to the crock pot and mix them up a little bit to make sure they are thoroughly cooked all the way through. And then once you're done with that, you will have a delicious pot of crock-pot chicken and dumplings. And here is your finished product. All of the chicken is shredded up and the dumplings are cooked, and it was absolutely delicious. Okay, Okay, so in today's recipe, we are going to be making a chicken pot pie casserole. I think I have everything showing here except for the chicken because it is cooking right now as we speak. But you will need salt and pepper, garlic powder, jumbo biscuits, cream of chicken, 1 cup of milk, some mixed vegetables of your choice, butter, and 2 chicken breasts shredded. So as you can see, I am boiling my chicken, but the first thing you're gonna do while your chicken's cooking and all of that, you're gonna take your biscuits and you're gonna pop them in the oven for about 8 minutes once your oven reaches that 375-degree mark. Okay, so it looks like the biscuits have been in for 8 minutes now. So we are going to go ahead and remove the biscuits. They look good. They're not quite done yet, but that is the point. Okay, so here is my shredded up chicken. I'm just gonna add this to the pan. Honestly, I should have probably used a bigger pan, but you know, it is what it is. And then we are going to go ahead and add our milk in. Of course, you hear it stop sizzling, and then we're going to have to add in this cream of chicken next. Now, this is the point in time where I would come in and add a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, once you pour it into the pan, I think I lost the footage of me pouring it into the pan, but once you pour it into the pan, you just want to spread it out evenly across the whole casserole dish. This looks so good. I cannot wait to try this. Then you're gonna take your biscuits, you're gonna put them right side up like this and just put them into the pan all the way across. Then once you're done putting all your biscuits in, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and the last step in preparation is to just put a tablespoon or so of butter in a microwavable dish and then add garlic powder. You're going to melt this. Okay, so I had to mix mine up a little bit because the garlic kind of clumped up, but you're gonna wanna pour this over the biscuits and the pot pie mixture. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I need more, so I'm just gonna put like a little drop on each biscuit because I feel like I don't have that much. Maybe I do have more than I think. Yeah, this should be enough. This should be enough. So that's what you're gonna do there. And then the only other step you have is to pop this bad boy in the oven for about 10 to 12 more minutes. Keep it on 375 and it should be good to go. All right, so this is what it should look like when it gets done. Oh my goodness, this looks so delicious. I cannot wait to try this. Let me know if any of you have ever made this recipe. I bet it's gonna be so good. And then this is what the finished product looks like. You can't even hardly tell it's on there because of the flowers on the plate. But oh my gosh, I know this is going to be so delicious. Okay, so today is another super easy crock pot chicken recipe. I did go ahead and put my 3 chicken breasts in the crock pot with some cooking spray, non-stick cooking spray, of course. This recipe is called Olive Garden Italian pasta. Normally you would need a whole bottle of this, but I don't have a whole bottle, so I'm going to use the other half of this. I need to get rid of it anyway. You're gonna need 16 ounces of whatever type of noodles you want to use. You're also gonna need 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese and then some grated Parmesan. You just need about 1/4 of a cup, and I already have that measured out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on high because you are gonna cook this on high for about 4 hours before you add in your noodles. And I'm going to add the rest of this bottle of Olive Garden dressing, and then I'm going to add the rest of this herb and garlic dressing. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. I've never made it with this before, so we're gonna see how it tastes. And then, like I said, you're gonna add your 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, then you're just going to go in and add your block of cream cheese. And that is literally it for the next 4 hours. We're gonna go ahead and stick the lid on this and set the timer for 4 hours. And when the 4-hour mark comes, we will come back and cook the noodles and add them in. But like I said, this is a super easy and simple recipe, and I cannot wait for you guys to try it. Okay, since we are at about the 2-hour mark, we're gonna come in and take a look at it. So at the 2-hour mark, it doesn't look like it's ready for the chicken to be shredded yet, so we're gonna have to let it cook a little bit longer. But I'm gonna like add in this cream cheese a little bit and put the top back on it. All right, so we got a mess over here. What's new? But about 30 minutes before your chicken is supposed to be done, you want to come over and go ahead and start boiling your noodles. So we're gonna check on it, and hopefully we can shred it up a bit now. All right, let's see. Oh yes, it doesn't look like it's quite done yet, but we can definitely, you know, break it up a little bit, which will help it to cook. Cook it on that additional 30 minutes while the noodles are boiling, and hopefully by then the chicken will be all done because it is cooking on high. I cannot wait. And see, what happens is after your noodles are done, what you do is you just add this this is real life, y'all. You just add this mixture to you just add this mixture to your noodles, and it's done. That's it. And add a little bit more Parmesan cheese. Oh yes, honey, it's gonna be so good. All right, so we got our bow ties from the Dollar General, and we are just going to go ahead and pour them in to our boiling water. And by the time these are done, this should be done, and we will have a delicious Olive Garden Italian pasta. All right, as you can see, I have it on warm now. The 4 hours is over. It is shredded up a little bit more. I do want to, you know, shred it more than that because it is going to be a pasta. And then I'm actually going to just bring it over here and pour it into this pasta, which I feel like this is a bit much pasta. Hopefully that all fits in this pot. We'll see. I should have used my bigger pot, but this is gonna be delicious, I can already tell. So like I said, we're gonna move this to here. I've gotta find a way to do that because this is super hot. So let me go ahead and turn this off, and I might have to scoop it in there. So to just make it a little bit easier on myself, I did move the crock pot to this side of the stove. I didn't want to put the noodles back on this burner because it's still hot. So we're going to shred it up just a little bit more and then transfer everything over. All right, so it looks like we got most of it in there, and we are going to mix it all together. All right, so when it's all done, this is what it's going to look like. This is a huge pot, so you're definitely going to have leftovers. I will not be cooking tomorrow night, which, as you can see, tomorrow is find your own food night anyway, so perfect. All right, so here is the finished plate. It looks so delicious. I actually meant to make some Texas toast with it, but I forgot, so that's in the oven now. So hopefully it'll be done within the next few minutes. It does not take bread too long to cook. So anyway, this is what we're having tonight. This is Olive Garden chicken pasta.